Boomhauer69 here, and today Boomhauer is gonna go visit a car show. I might mostly just take pictures and make this video into like a picture slideshow because they play music up here and I don't want to get copyrighted strike by YouTube and Google Corporation. So you might end up just seeing mostly pictures and maybe a little bit of video. I don't know, but we'll film what I can film. Oh, me and my father used to come to this every year when he was alive and stuff. So that's why I like coming to these car shows. Because me and my father used to go to these every year around and look at the cars and stuff. My father would always point out the cars that he used to drive back in the day when he was a teenager. Because my father was born in 1957 and he got out of school in 1976, and he'd always walk around and point out the cars he had driven, or if he knew somebody that had that kind of car, he would also, yeah, I remember when so-and-so had that kind of car or stuff, and yeah, my one friend had this kind of car, that kind of car, so yeah, a lot of neat cars around. Personally, I like the old kind of classic trucks. I've always been into the old classic trucks when it comes to the vehicles kind of the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Like an old truck like this, I wouldn't mind myself owning one someday and driving it around. Now me, personally, when it comes to like vintage cars, I prefer the cars of the 1900s and the 1920s, when cars were the early days of automobiling. Now, when it comes to old trucks and stuff, trucks like that look like old farm-style trucks are more my thing. These trucks that remind me of something like an old farm boy would have back in the day, you know, back when farming was actually fun.
Yeah. Ride's a little rough. Yeah. They don't ride bad. Got no room in it.
Yeah. These right here, these old trucks like these that kind of resemble an old farm style truck are what I'm always kind of interested in. Now here's a neat looking one. Got horns on and everything. You can tell that's a custom. Definitely a custom ride. Boy, they got a lot of old trucks here. Cars, I'm sorry.
A couple other ones. Other guys
It's definitely truly amazing to see these old vehicles get restored. Now, personally, me, if I was rich and there was money to restore a vehicle, I would probably go with something from the 1900s, like the old Ford Model T trucks and stuff. Because, again, that's the era of cars I really love and enjoy and stuff. A lot of people out here too, and it's amazing to see these old classic cars like that, hot rods, Some of these cars remind me of the Beach Boys song, Little Beach Coupe and stuff like that. Those are good ones. One of the reasons why Boomhauer always likes the older vehicles is because, to me, they seemed to be built better and they were better. And then on top of that, they were easier to repair and work on. My dad told the story about, it was back in the 70s when he was a young guy. He remembers in the middle of winter going to work. I think it was going to work or visiting a friend's home, but he had an issue where his starter gave out, and he told the story how he back in the day could right in the snow, crawl underneath there and put a new starter on and be back on the road. That's how simple it was, and my dad was no mechanic, and he said that's how, and told that story and explained to me how back then, cars were a lot more easier to work on. Nowadays, if you have a starter go out in the car, you gotta basically be a computer genius to be able to make the starter work, because you can put the starter on, but it's still not going to do anything because you got to have a computer to tell the car's computer, hey, you put a new starter in, and you got to reset all the starter sensors and all that stuff, and there's more wires and more electronics and microchips and stuff in cars than what there used to be. It was just nuts and bolts, and everything was what they call mechanically controlled, where it was just springs and nut screws, and the only wires you practically had on the car were just a few wires for the headlight, starter, radio, and a few little electronics, but you didn't have computers and all this stuff in the cars. And that's what I liked about these older cars. They were easier to work on and easier to maintain for the common people, and I think we should kind of go back to those ways of making cars simple, easier for people to work on, instead of just making all these throwaway cars that we do nowadays, where you practically just gotta throw them away because they practically cost more to repair than what it would be to go out and buy a brand new one. So it's crazy how the world is getting when it comes to automobiles. Yeah. There's a road rider. Yeah, I definitely like that. Actually, I'm not much into road riders. But old cars like that, fast old muscle cars, are my favorite. Now, cars like that, that's what I like. The old cars like that, the basics from the 1900s, 1920s, and 1930s, back when cars were basically first starting out, Because we all know that Henry Ford was the main reason why cars became more popular, because he invented a way to manufacturing cars. He created the assembly line that helped make cars cheaper and cost less, where the common man could own a vehicle, could finally own a car. Because before Henry Ford came along, cars were so expensive nobody could really afford them. And then when Henry Ford came along, he figured a way to manufacture cars. He created an assembly line that helped manufacture cars and make them cost efficient for the common man and the old farm boys back in the day, could finally own a car. And a fun fact is, Henry Ford actually owned other car businesses and stuff that actually failed until he was able to found the Ford Motor Company, and then he from there became a successful man. Yeah, this car show was definitely a great car show. I tried to do some videos of stuff as much as I can. This video is going to have a lot of pictures in it because they play music, and Google and YouTube is big on the whole. You can't have copyrighted music in your videos, and so I'm just going to be doing a lot of pictures in this video this time around, so there's not going to be a whole lot of talking videos. I did take some little video clips here and there when I could, and could stay away from the copyrighted music, but I didn't want to get copyrighted straight by Google and YouTube, because I know they're real strict on that. So yeah, definitely been a fun car show video here. I tried to do the best I can at taking pictures of cars. I am, again, no professional photographer guy and stuff. I mainly did this video because I like kind of coming to these shows, and plus for people that used to live around here and stuff, that don't get a chance to come to this car show, I wanted to do a video for them, and people I know that couldn't, make it to the show, that love car shows and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff, like they even have over there times from flea market stuff, I guess you would call it. They got something with the Boy Scouts over there going on. But, yeah. That's why I did this video, and now I'm gonna walk around to all the stores and see what kind of deals I can get. So if you like this sort of video and content and stuff, please subscribe to Boomhauer69's channel at youtube.com. You're definitely going to help me out making these videos. Also, I made a PayPal link, so if you want to support the channel and support my work, that would be great, because then I can continue to do more of these kind of videos and other videos as well. So hope you all have a good day, and thank you for watching this video.